All right, so this week we've been talking about place value and value. So we're just going to put a quick video so the kids can use this for their homework if they forget about it or get confused. So in 5th grade, we do place value all the way down to the thousandths place, and it actually goes all the way up to the billions, although I didn't have room for that on the board. So the one thing that we are talking about is how the place value changes as we move to the left, and then how it changes as it moves to the right. So as they move this way in the number, the values are increasing by 10 times. So they're multiplying by 10 each time they go. So for example, in the ones place, we have a 1, tens place would be 10, hundreds place would be 100. So to get to each of those numbers, we have to multiply it by 10. So then going the opposite way, or going to the right, we would be decreasing 10 times. Or we could say that the value is 1/10 of the number in front of it. So we would be dividing by 10. And then it works the same way. 100 divided by 10 is 10. 10 divided by 10 is 1. So that would be the way the numbers change as they move. The other thing that we've been talking about is value of numbers, and they're doing pretty good with the values of the whole numbers, but the values of the decimals are something that's still a little bit confusing. So if we had the number 54,172 and 389 thousandths, we could say that the value of the 4 is 4,000 because it's in the thousandths place. It works the same way for the decimals. The 3 is in the tenths place, so we could say that its value is 3/10, or we could write it as 0.3. The value of the 8 would be 8/100ths because the 8 is in the hundredths place, and we could write that as 0.08. And then last, the value of the 9 would be 9/1000ths because it's in the thousandths place, and we could write that as 0.009. Now this change of increasing 10 times or decreasing 10 times also is the same for the decimal. So if we have, let's go down here, 1/10 to represent the tenths, 1/100th to represent the hundredths, and 1/1000th to represent the thousandths. Going this way, we're multiplying by 10. Even though the numbers are getting smaller, the denominators are getting smaller, the pieces are still getting larger. And then when we move this way, we are dividing by 10. Now this concept is a little bit tricky just because the denominators look like they're getting larger, but they just have to remember that the piece size is actually decreasing as they're moving further along to the right. So that is place value versus value. If you guys have any questions, you can send me a message on Blooms or an email.